Do you want your company, your brand to be more trusted, more known? Yeah, everybody says yes to that. But the key today is you got to be trusted and known by three entities. Who are they? Well, of course, the human, the customer. They got to know you and they got to trust you. And number two, traditional search, legacy search engines like Google. They got to know you, they got to trust you, they got to show you, they got to recommend you. But we got a third party that came into the mix in November of 2022, and who's that? That's right, AI. And more people every single day are moving from traditional search engines to AI-based search where they get the answer. And so you've got to be known and trusted today by AI so that they recommend you when people are asking them questions and they're giving that answer. So we got humans, we got traditional search engines, we got AI. You must become more known and trusted. And this is why we have a system called Endless Customers. I'm Marcus Sheridan. It's my latest book. And what's beautiful about this, it gives you 4 very specific pillars of what we call a known and trusted brand. Now, what are these 4 pillars? Pillar number 1, and that is you must be willing to say online what others in your industry are not willing to say. Now, is that you? Let me ask you, I want you to be honest, be self-aware. Are you talking about things online right now where if I went to your competitors and I said, did you see how they said this? That your competitor would say, oh my goodness, I can't believe they talked about that. I can't believe they said that. We would never say that online. We would never go there. We would never address that. You see, if you're not doing that, well, you should be, because this is how you're going to stand out. This is how you're going to become more known and trusted, by saying the things people want to know about. And what we do know that hasn't changed for years, and if you've ever heard me before, you've heard me talk about it many times. The Big Five continue to dominate this conversation of saying what others aren't willing to say, addressing subjects like cost and price online, fears, problems, worries, concerns, comparisons and versus, reviews. The thing about reviews, they want the good, the bad, and the ugly. And finally, number 5 of the Big Five, best, most, top. How many times have you gone online and searched best plus another phrase? I mean, I bet you've done it hundreds of times. Those are the Big Five. This is what buyers want to know. And to this day, companies still don't want to talk about these 5 things. It drives me crazy. So how do you become the most known and trusted brand? You got to be willing to say what others aren't willing to say. That's pillar number 1. Pillar number 2. You, my friend, must be willing to show video what others aren't willing to show. I mean, look what's happening with the world today. We know that over 82% of all the time we spend online is spent watching video. And by the way, that number is only going up. You got teenagers? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. That number just keeps going up and up and away. And then look what's happening with YouTube. You know, we're talking to lots of companies that say, yeah, you know, my website is seeing less traffic with all this AI stuff out there. But you know who's not seeing less traffic? YouTube. Nobody's saying AI is killing my YouTube channel. AI is hurting all my YouTube views. The day is coming where there's a very strong chance that your company's YouTube channel could be more important to your business and your brand than your actual webpage. So you've got to start showing what others in your space aren't showing. You can't be like everyone else if you want to stand out. You got to think and see yourself like a media company. And that's pillar number 2, show what others aren't willing to show. Pillar number 3, you, my friend, have to be willing to sell in a way others aren't willing to sell. And you're like, well, I mean, I kind of sell different. Everybody thinks they do. But have you heard the stat? 75% of all buyers said they would prefer to have a seller-free sales experience. What does this mean? It means we've got to give them more control during the sales process. How do we do this? Through self-service tools. We talk about this a lot in Endless Customers, but these are interactive tools that allow someone to take an action or get an answer that previously they had to have gotten by talking with a human first. But now, by a simple tool like an assessment tool or a recommendation tool or a calculator or a scheduler tool or a configurator tool, now they're able to build these things themselves and they get more invested in you. They get further along the journey because, you see, people don't hate salespeople. They just don't want to work with a salesperson until they're confident, comfortable, informed, and they feel like they're not going to make a mistake. Your job is to get them there. That is one major reason or way that you can sell differently. But there's other ways too we talk about in Endless Customers. Are your sales team members using content throughout the entire sales process, being very intentional? We call that assignment selling. Are they using one-to-one video to make deep relationships and personal connections before they meet with the prospect? If not, they should be. These are all just examples of how you can sell differently, but we've got to make sure that we're not doing it like everybody else. So that was pillar number 3, sell in ways others are not selling in your space. And then finally, number 4 pillar of a known and trusted brand is you got to be more human than others are willing to be. That's right, in this time of AI and increased technology, we've got to make connections, kind of like you and I are doing right now. Did you know the majority of consumers say they would prefer to work with a company whose executives are active online? We've heard from since the beginning of time that we buy from those who we know, like, and trust. That's exactly right. So you now, whether you think you're good on video or not, have to get over these feelings and say, people want to make a connection, a personal connection with me. I need to put myself out there. I need to make sure my sales team is connecting on a very human-to-human level. My staff is, and I as the leader. And I need to be willing to show the behind the scenes, but to humanize our business, our brand, our company. So people say, man, they're kind of just like me. See, that's what connects. And again, it's different. So those are the 4 pillars of a known and trusted brand. But the promise is, if you do these things and you do them well, as they're written about in Endless Customers, you will truly become the most known and trusted brand in your market.